And one thing to remember, I want to show you. When you have tomatoes, if you're growing tomatoes, you have to make sure that the energy goes into the fruit. So what does that mean? So for example, you see, there are these extra leaves growing in between the two leaves, right? These extra, we call them armpits, okay? These are, let's say, body and arm, and this is an armpit. We have to pluck it out, chop it out. Otherwise, the energy will get too dispersed and not enough energy goes into the fruit itself. So all this, and you have to do it throughout the season. From the time you're planting the tomato, you have to check once a week and remove those armpits. Otherwise, the energy will be too dispersed and you'll not get enough fruit. So you see these little armpits here, another one. So, but now, I mean, the season is almost over, but you have to do this thing. There's another one here. You have to do this thing once a week. And one more thing, all these tips I've learned from my mom and growing up, she's my best teacher here in the garden. If there are too many leaves, then the fruit, the tomato fruit, will not get enough sunlight. So sometimes if too many leaves, you might want to also chop off some leaves, you know, as well. Not just these armpits, these little armpits, because they want the energy to go into the fruit, but also the leaves themselves, you know. So let's say if you see like there's too much leaf, so let's say there's no fruit and there's too much leaf, I might as well take one leaf off because it's already giving too much shade to the fruit itself. You know, you don't want to make it stand like nude and bereft of any clothes, its own leaves, but you still need to make sure that the fruit themselves get enough light and this energy does not get too dispersed. If it's too dispersed, there won't be any fruit, or it'll be very, very sparse. One more thing, have you noticed that both doors of the greenhouse are always open? Not just for the session that I'm shooting. When the frost season is over, no more cold, okay? Let's say around May time, we keep the door, both doors, not just one door, both doors open throughout. We never close it. That's after many, many years of experience. Again, something my mom learned through just, you know, living and experimenting. Because what happens? My mom used to take care of really nice left tomatoes before. Oh, not winter, but at nighttime, it gets cold. We need to close the doors, at least one door. No, because then there is a big temperature difference. The temperatures, you know, at night drop. In the house, greenhouse, it's still warm. So then we have these raindrops, you know, that accumulate on the roof, right? On the inside of the roof. You know, when it's like a fog, the temperature difference inside and outside. And what happens? Then these drops fall on the leaves and then the disease starts. And you do not want this to happen. These drops, these dew drops sort of, you know, from the temperature difference that accumulate on the roof, they drop and drip. And then the disease and worms and insects and all the other predators that love eating those leaves, and then you will not have any tomatoes. So best, once the frost season is over, so let's say by May, depends on the year, you keep both doors open. Even if the temperatures drop, let's say to 6 degrees Celsius, 5 degrees, is fine at night. They're not afraid. But, you know, if you keep closing the door, then there'll be more disease.